Hello, welcome to another lesson on learning Wagtail. Today we're going to be talking about subclassing. Subclassing is the idea or the concept that there is a definitive source of information about your data. Basically, it's a model that contains all the essential fields and behaviors that you want to store, and then you're going to clone them into other types of models. So a good example of this is different types of blog posts. And this is what we're going to do in this video is we're actually going to rework some of our code, and we're going to subclass a blog post page so that we can have multiple types of blog post pages. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But the idea is that there will be one model that will have all of the information that you need. So it could be a custom title, it could be a banner image, could be something else. And then any other class that subclasses this particular model will also have all of those fields, but they can go and modify it a little bit. They can add additional properties. Let's think of it this way. You have a family, and in this family, you've got a dad, you've got a mom, you've got a son, and a daughter. So you have a family of 4. The son and daughter, the 2 children, will inevitably inherit personality properties from their parents. They're going to be like their parents in some way, shape, or form. But the son and daughter, even though they are a lot like their parents, they are also their own people. So they have their own personality traits, things that they've picked up on from other people, things that they've just decided that they want to start doing, things that differentiate them from their parents. So even though they have a lot of common properties from their mom and dad, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are the exact same. It means they have common properties and they all share similarities, such as in a family. However, they aren't necessarily clones because they have other properties that make them them. All right, so enough of that. Let's just sort of jump into this. I'm going to go into my website and pip env shell python 3 manage.py run server. All right, I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code, and the example that we're going to work on today is in our blog models. And so in our blog models here, we have a blog detail page, and this is the page that I want to rework. And the idea is that we're going to have a blog parent page, so sort of a blog detail parent page, and that's going to be the definitive source of data. It's going to have all the essential fields and behaviors that all of our blog post pages need. And then we're going to create maybe an article page and maybe just a video blog post page. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rename this. Instead of blog detail page, actually, you know what? No, that's a pretty good name already. Blog detail page, and I'm just going to change the doc string. Blog detail page doc string is going to change from blog detail page to blog detail page. No, let's do this. Parental blog detail page. It's going to have a custom title. It's going to have a blog image. So a banner of some type. Maybe let's change that name from blog image to banner image. Every blog post is going to have a category. Every blog post is going to have default content. And every blog post is going to have content panels with our custom title, our banner image, our blog authors, categories, and our content. Those are our stream fields. So I'm just going to save that, and I want to make migrations here just because I'm changing this model right now. So let's go ahead and make those migrations. So let's do python 3 manage.py make migrations. Did you rename blog detail page.blog image to blog detail page banner image? Yep, I did. Python 3 manage.py migrate. Let's go ahead, run that server. Awesome. Things are looking okay. So let's go back into our editor and let's create a new class. This is going to be our first subclass. So first subclassed blog post page. And this one's just going to be something quite generic. So let's make this one, what should we make this one? Let's make it an article page. So we have class article blog page, something like that. And this is going to inherit the blog detail page. So if I scroll up here, and we see class blog detail page is inheriting from Wagtail's core page. Where I got Wagtail core from was Wagtail core.models imports page. So that is our default Wagtail page. We are simply extending it. So we're saying that every one of these pages has to have a custom title, a banner image, categories, blog authors, and stream fields. And because we're extending that, we can now add additional properties. So this is going to be an article blog page. And what would an article possibly need? Maybe an intro image, so not just a banner image, but also an intro image. And maybe it wants some sort of subtitle. And all the stream fields could probably just stay the same. So a subclassed, that's not how you type it, subclassed blog post page for articles. That's it. Now in this page, we need to explicitly define some sort of template. Well, I guess we don't need to, but we probably should. And this one's going to go into blog/article blog page.html, which is where it would go by default anyways. But for anyone who's just joining in, you can now understand exactly where the template's coming from. So it pays to be explicit. We also want a subtitle. So let's add a subtitle in here. I'll just move this down. Is equal to models.char field. Its max length is going to be something normal, I guess. Maybe like 100 characters. That should be more than enough. Default is going to be just a blank title, I guess. Blank is equal to, no, let's make it optional. Blank is equal to true, null is equal to true. And let's get rid of default. We don't need that. And let's go ahead and actually throw this on a few different lines here so that you can see this all in one screen. So there we have a subtitle on our article blog page. Next, we need maybe an intro image. So let's add an intro image, and this is going to be a Wagtail image, so we want this to be a foreign key. So let's go ahead and add that models.foreign key, and that's going to go straight to Wagtail images.image. That is the Wagtail images is the app name, image is the model name. Blank is equal to true, null is equal to true. On delete, what do we do on delete? On delete is equal to models. Do we want to cascade? No, maybe not. Maybe we want to keep the image. So let's just do set null with an underscore. And there we have an intro image. And of course, you can add some help text in here. So help text, let's say best size. Let's tell the content editor what the best size for this image is. Best size for this image will be 1400 by 400. I don't know. I made those dimensions up. So, if you clone this repo down and you're like, Caleb, that's actually not the best size, don't blame me for that. That's just an example. And so this is your blog article detail page, essentially. So when we save this and we open up terminal, again, we're going to go ahead, make migrations, and I'm going to do this all in one command. Python 3 manage.py migrate and Python 3 manage.py run server. This is just going to add another table. So you can see that it created a model for article blog page, threw it into a Python file, and then that was applied to our database. So if we open up localhost 8000, that's our port /admin, and we open up our pages, we have a home page, we've got an about, we've got a blog page, and under the blog page, we have blog posts 1 and 2. So those are regular blog detail pages. Let's open up blog and let's add a new child page, and we're going to see a new option here. The new option is a article blog page. And this one is going to simply be an article blog page. A custom title. So before we actually get into this, there's going to be a custom title, a banner image. We're going to be able to choose our authors, categories, and content. So you can see that it's actually the exact same as its parent class right now. That is simply because where we have content panels, it's not redefining the content panels down here where it should. So let's go ahead and let's grab all of that content. And let's just paste that in here. and do a little bit of modifying. Now there is a better way to do this, but for anyone who is just walking into this and just learning how to subclass, this is the easiest way to sort of get your hands dirty with subclassing. So in our article blog page, we have content panels is equal to, and this is the exact same as the blog detail page, the parent class, the source of truth. And all we're going to do is add our two fields. So we have our subtitle and our intro image. So let's go ahead and add a subtitle, and let's add our intro image. By the way, I'm not really focusing on the order of any of these. If you want to, you can definitely order these. It's probably a good idea to throw these into a multi-field panel with some sort of heading. So like you could have all of your images together and all of your titles together. So I am just going to save that and reopen up Firefox here. And what I'm going to do is just refresh this page. Yes, leave page. So we have title, we've got a custom title, we have a subtitle, we have a banner image and an intro image. And the subtitle and intro image are both optional. And we have our help text over here. Best size for this image will be 1400 by 400. And along with that, we have our authors and our categories and all of our content and all that good stuff. So we have everything from our parent page. So we already have our content, categories, blog authors. That's from the related name. We have a banner image and we have a custom title, but we didn't have to go ahead and restate all of those. We didn't have to rewrite or copy and paste all of those. The only thing we really had to do here was change our content panels. So let's go ahead and create this page. Let's create this page. So we've got an article blog page, custom article blog page title, just so that we can use that in our template. A subtitle. Welcome to my subtitle. Banner image is going to be that place, wherever that is. An intro image is going to be that lady. And the author is going to be Jacob Tavlian. Categories, coding, people skills, sure. And I'm just throwing some stuff in here. I'm just really filling this out. It doesn't really matter what goes in here at this point. We just need to make sure that there is some content. Title in here, text in here, publish. And by now you should be familiar enough that when we click view live, we're actually going to get a template error, that there is no template at all. So let's do this. Yep, there we go. Blog/article blog page.html does not exist. So let's go make that exist. So let's go open up our templates, and in our blog, we just want a new file in here called article blog page. Now this article blog page.html can be essentially the exact same right now as our blog detail page.html, or we can extend it and we could say extends is equal to, instead of base.html, we can use blog detail page.html. So we can extend it from its parent as well if we wanted to do that. In this video, we're not going to do that because I want some things to be different. And personally, I also like a flat structure. So I'm going to change that back to base.html, and we just have to add a couple things in here. So I'm going to copy paste this whole thing over because I'm going to be a little bit lazy here. And let's close that. And so we have our blog image, which is no longer called blog image. This is called banner image. We have a custom title in here. So this should actually be a conditional. So it should be if self.custom title. So if there is a custom title, use that. Otherwise, let's go ahead and use the regular title, self.title. And if. Let's go ahead and put these on separate lines because it makes it easier to read. We have categories, we have blog authors, that's all good. So this is all standard stuff. We have a list of categories in here. And we have our stream fields. Now what we're missing in here is simply subtitle and intro image. So let's go up here where the subtitle could have been, where the title is. So we've got an H1 here. Let's just do another conditional. So if there is a subtitle, let's display it. So if self.subtitle, and let's make that an H3, self.subtitle, end if. And we have an intro image as well. So if there is an intro image, where are we going to put this? Well, let's go ahead and see what we currently have. So we have a title, we have a subtitle, we have some categories and stuff, we've got an author. So maybe just underneath, right underneath here, we put an intro image. So let's go ahead and do that now. Also, I don't believe we need those categories anymore. That was a demonstration that I simply just did not take the code out for. And so let's go ahead and add a container. Let's add a row. Let's make it column large 8, offset large 2. And in here is going to be our image. And we're going to wrap this in a conditional in just a little bit. But for now, let's do a Wagtail image. Self.intro image is what it was called. And let's fill this. Fill, Uncle Phil, 1400 by 400 as intro image. By the way, you see me doing this this type of image all the time. So there is another way to make images in Wagtail, and it will take care of the whole image property for you, the image HTML property, that is. But I like to do this a little more explicitly. The reason for that is because sometimes you have a background image. So it's like style is equal to background, image is equal to some sort of URL, and you want that URL in there. And you can't do that easily with Wagtail. So what you do is you assign it to a variable, and then you can simply put curly braces, intro image.url, something like that. We're not doing that right now, but I just wanted to explain that because I feel like I've done that a lot and I haven't explained why. So let's go ahead and create an image. So image, intro image.url, and the alt could be intro image.alt. And let's go ahead and wrap this in a conditional. So let's do if self.intro image. So if there is one in here, let's go ahead, indent this, and if. Ta-da! Intro image, there it is. So we have our banner image, we've got a title, we've got a subtitle, categories, authors, and an intro image, plus all of our stream fields in here. So at this point, you have successfully subclassed a page. Now, should you ever want to extend this, you can also add another subclass page. So I'm going to write one more in here. Let's do this. Class video blog page, and this is going to inherit the blog detail page. And this one is going to be second subclassed page, a video subclassed page. And this one is simply going to take a video ID. So like a YouTube video ID. So let's call that YouTube video ID is equal to models.char field, max length. I don't know how long a YouTube video ID usually is. Let's guess that it's 30. I hope that's long enough. That's going to be a mandatory field. And I'm going to take all of these content panels again, and I'm going to throw it in here. But there's one little caveat because I copied from another subclassed page. This one does not have a subtitle, and this one does not have a banner image. Nope, that was a lie. This one does not have an intro image. It does have a custom title, banner image. All that stuff comes from blog detail page. But we need one more in here. We need custom YouTube video ID field. And maybe let's not put that above the title because that one is really awkward. So let's put that above our stream fields, and let's run migrations again. Make migrations. This is going to make migrations, run migrations, and then rerun my server. Life looks good in here. And let's go back to our admin and add another child page. And now we can see that we have not just an article blog page and a blog detail page, but we have a video blog page as well. So let's open this up and we will see if I scroll down here, custom YouTube ID. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's create this video page. So video blog article, custom title, custom video blog title. I spelled that wrong. Banner image, I don't really care what the banner image is. Blog author, it's going to be me this time, I guess. This one's going to be websites. YouTube video ID, I'm just going to put this in here. So this is a video ID from another Learn Wagtail video, I guess. I just sort of have that in my clipboard ready for this video. And title and text. Title here, text here. I'm going to publish this. And when I view live, it's going to say the same thing about the template. Template doesn't exist. Yeah, we know. So let's go ahead and take our article blog page. And let's resave this as a video blog page. Now you can see that I didn't explicitly name the template in here, but I'm going to anyways, just because when someone's coming in, I always like them to know exactly where they can find the template. So blog/video blog page.html. That's going to be our template. That matches this name, video blog page.html. Does this one have a subtitle? Nope, this one does not. This one also does not have an intro image. However, it does have a YouTube video. And so we don't need a conditional in here because it is a mandatory field. So we've got a container. And let's just get rid of this. We don't need that either. Let's add our embed code here. So I'm going to open up YouTube, youtube.com, and it's right there. That's nice. Pause that. Share, embed, and I'm just going to copy all of this in here. So copy all of that. It's going to give me all sorts of stuff in here, but most of this we can ignore to the exception of our ID. We need that YouTube ID. So we do self.youtube video ID, and that matches this name in here. In fact, I'm going to copy and paste that just in case there was any sort of typo in there. Let's go ahead and refresh our page. Oh, would you look at that? Look, there is our video. So that video is always going to come before our stream fields, and there will be stream fields below it so that you can add anything you like. And our video is in there. Now, this video does not come with responsive styling using CSS or anything like that. I'm going to leave that in your hands. You can do that with Bootstrap if you want to. But for now, we have 2 subclassed pages. Now, there's an issue. There's a problem, and we're going to talk about this in the next lesson. But that issue is what happens when we try to get all of our blog pages. What I want to do is I want to rerun my server and actually visually demonstrate an issue here. So we have our blog post 1, 2, custom article page, and a custom video page. However, if we wanted to get the subtitle from one of these pages, well, that's not really going to work anymore. So let's do this. Let's open up our blog listing page and where is our title? If post.subtitle, post.subtitle. And so that's just saying if there's a subtitle, please show it. And let's go ahead and refresh our page. Now we know one of these pages has a subtitle. We know that the custom article page has a subtitle. In fact, I'll prove it. Article blog page right here has a subtitle, welcome to my subtitle. But this does not show up. So what's the dealio with this? Well, this is because at this point we have what's called a query set. And in this query set, we have a blog detail page, an article blog page, and a video blog page. So it has essentially a ton of different pages. And in that last video, I actually showed you the Django shell a little bit. So I'm just gonna make this a tiny bit smaller so that we can see what's going on here. And let's do Python 3 manage.py shell plus -- Python. And let's get all of our blog pages. So here's the thing with subclassing. With subclassing, because you have this blog detail page, which is technically renamed to a video blog page with 1 extra field on it, we have the same thing happening with this one, blog article page, and we have our parent class called blog detail page. So when we query for this blog detail page, what it's actually going to do, it's going to grab all of the child pages that it inherits as well, or that they inherit rather. So the article blog page inherits from blog detail page, and also the video blog page inherits from blog detail page. So when we open up our shell, and again, this is why we were learning about this not that long ago, was if we go ahead and we get, let's say, posts is equal to blog detail page.objects.live, we have several different posts in here, and we can actually see that we've got a blog detail page in here, blog detail page in here, another blog detail page, and another blog detail page. But we know that, in fact, these are not blog detail pages anymore, that this one could be a blog detail page. It's at some point inheriting from a blog detail page. However, the video page, the video blog article, is actually a video blog page, and this one is an article blog page. And so the next lesson, we're going to learn how to tackle this problem. How do we get specific properties? Now, because there's a problem here, because all of these are blog detail pages, the article page, or this one that you would think would be an article page, does not have a subtitle. And this one currently does not have a YouTube video ID. So how do you go ahead and get those? How do you grab those if all it is doing is grabbing that parent class that doesn't have those properties yet? Well, in the next video, we're going to talk about a thing called specific. And this .specific will actually allow us to grab some of those. We're going to go into more detail about how all of that works in the next lesson. All right, so that's all there is to really know about subclassing for now. Specific is going to get into the nitty-gritty details of grabbing child page or child class properties. And at this point in time, you know how to grab all of the pages, you know how to subclass, you know how to add additional properties. So that's all there is to really know about subclassing. Essentially, again, you can think of it like a family where subclassing has a set of parents and a set of children, and the children often, they act like their parents, because who else are they going to model after? In fact, that's sort of an accurate pun. Who else are they going to model after other than their parents? And so even though they act and sometimes look a lot like their parents, they are not necessarily their parents. They share a lot of common attributes. However, they are also their own people with their own properties and methods, or personality traits, if you will. So that's it for this lesson. If you liked this lesson, if you learned something from it, don't forget, you can always hit subscribe, you can share, you can comment. My name is Caleb Tallien. I'm the voice behind the video. If you want more videos like this, you can always head on over to learnwagtail.com. And if you want more specifics on subclassing, you can always hit up the Django Docs. The Django Docs are really, really well written and definitely covers subclassing. So if you want more information, maybe I didn't cover something, maybe you've got a question that I can't answer because I'm just a video, you can always head over to the Django Docs and they will have you covered.